don't know how many years ago. I was out on a morning run, and I left corporate and started training for massage, and you know, I reflected back on my corporate work, and every meeting I ever went into, it was always, now we can do this together. We're a team. And we'd walk out of that meeting, and the doers would do, and the slackers would go have lunch or go play golf or go do something, and we'd come back 2 weeks later, and everybody'd say, well, look what we did. And I'd think, what do you mean we did? You know, you've been out playing golf. Now, there was 3 of us that, you know, got together and did work. And I thought, no, it's not a we thing. It's an I thing. And so together with this group, I can expand my business. It's not a we thing. You know, I can't walk in here and say, hey, we're going to build everybody's businesses. But together, if I take responsibility for what's going on in my life, then I can get tremendous value out of this group. So anyway, that's where the Together I Can came from. And I started this, I think, in 1989. I came into the group, and I was doing an advertising venture called Viewmore. It's a square bar that we were going to put advertisements in, and they were going to be on the grocery stores, and we had 96% of the grocery chains in the United States all set up. We had handicapped individuals set up to stuff the insides with new advertisements every 3 weeks. And so anyway, that's how I started the group, and then I evolved into an MLM called KM, or Botanical, which had KM, and then I evolved into a massage therapist, and now I've evolved into a coach, and I'm doing health coaching today, so that's where I'm at. And so I am a COPE certified health coach, and we're fueled by a company. Actually, I'm part of Take Shape for Life, and Take Shape for Life is part of Medifast, and Jason Pharmaceuticals is the company that makes the Medifast products. Take Shape for Life became dissatisfied somewhat because of the health coaches' feedback to the upper echelon that we wanted some better products. And so they went, Take Shape for Life CEO went to Jason Pharmaceuticals and says, hey, we want some better products other than Medifast. Well, they still have Medifast centers all over the United States. So Jason Pharmaceuticals said, okay, we'll make you your own line, and we'll allow you to continue to use Medifast. So we're really fueled by Optavia, which is the new line, which is a higher quality line, better products in it. It's got non-GMO, it's gluten-free in a lot of the products. So it is a better line of products, costs a little bit more, but not much. See if I can get this. There's me. I hate to show it, but a few years ago I was at 179.8 pounds, and today I'm at 159.8. And my wife appreciates it very much. So it works, and I'm keeping it all. So I've done that using the program. I am COPE certified by Take Shape for Life. This is done through the McDonald Center for Obesity and Prevention. That's the COPE, and the Villanova University College of Nursing. So I have taken the testing, or taken the courses, I've done the testing, and I am now certified for coaching. My goal as a coach is to assist struggling individuals in their quest for optimal health. Now, a lot of them aren't, so I'm only looking for those people who are interested. And I'm looking for individuals who are overweight or obese. I'm looking for individuals who are pre-diabetic, which typically are people who are overweight and obese. Same thing with individuals who have high blood pressure or individuals that have high cholesterol levels. Obesity contributes to disease in 2 different ways, mainly through inflammation, and over a period of time, insulin resistance builds up. Some people ask about, what about the healthy obese? I'm obese or I'm overweight and I'm healthy. Well, I'm here to tell you that chances are that's probably not true. Because fat accumulation causes inflammation in the body. And anytime you have inflammation in the body, your immune system is going to be compromised. The other fact is the healthy obese have a 24% increase of cardiovascular events and sudden death over a 10-year period. So it's the concept of it's not happening yet, okay? So the top weight-related diseases is diabetes type 2, 90% weight-related. So those people who are either pre-diabetic or have type 2 diabetes through weight reduction can typically get rid of it. And I really am passionate about this because most people don't realize that diabetes leads to blindness, leads to gangrene and amputations, and there's some serious side effects. And people, I'll just take my metformin and I'll be okay. Nerve problems, it leads to a lot of different things. Hypertension, high blood pressure, heart disease, cholesterol and cancer increases by 50%. Infertility, typically if you're 20 or more pounds overweight, you may have a problem with infertility. Back pain, arthritis, acid reflux, and sleep disorders. Obesity brings with it poor posture. And with poor posture, if you think about it, if you've got a picture of me with that gut hanging over my belt, I typically will then compensate for that by collapsing my pelvis. When I collapse my pelvis, now I'm putting more pressure on my gut. And when I put more pressure on my gut, the peristalsis, the feed through of going through the system, and the transit time increases. When the transit time increases, all those foods that are kept in your gut that aren't going through as fast as they should start releasing poisons, and those poisons are fed into the body, toxins are picked up by the body, and that once again puts a stress on the immune system. So depression, sleep apnea, migraines, asthma, fatty livers, hypertension, GERD, type 2 diabetes, urinary stress, incontinence, degenerative joint disease, and there are studies out there that show the percentages of those that, what's going on? Poor posture, and I stress that, creates headaches, neck issues, back issues, joint problems. People are getting hips and knees replaced when they really shouldn't need to. Plantar fasciitis is also comes from poor posture. Poor posture can come from being overweight. Barriers to optimal health. Okay, for people who want to lose weight, there's two basic barriers. One is logistics. Okay, what foods are available? Now, I look at everybody in here when they serve the plate of food in the morning. They don't serve it on a 9-inch plate, and they don't serve small portions. You know, the potatoes are a big serving. The eggs are off to the side. They make 6 egg omelets, and you know the amount of food that we get today, or even if we eat at home, we eat on bigger plates. It's just has become ingrained with us that that's what it should be. And so logistically, the food's available, the food's prepared for us, and the old habit that we're still in the agricultural realm of things, and we have to eat morning, noon, and night, it is really a bad way to go. We should be eating more regularly and maintaining our insulin and sugar levels. The second level, now, if I go back to this one here, logistics, I can say that almost every diet company out there, Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, you name it, falls into the logistic area. If you go on their program, you're going to be able to lose weight. But ask any individual out there, and how many people yo-yo? A majority, just about all of them. So the reason that happens is those diet companies are not looking at the psychological aspect. So Why people eat? Sometimes they eat because of childhood memories and trainings. Clean up your plate, there's starving children in China, all that stuff really gets buried in the subconscious. We think it's, consciously we know better, but that subconscious belief system, those habits lead us to do things. I have got people coming in and say, but I just do it automatically. And I have to sit there and say, no, you don't. You are making a choice. You just don't know you're making a choice based on the subconscious memories, beliefs, and ingrained habits and old paradigms that you have, and false information and knowledge. I find so many people that are running around with definitions that just are 180 out from what really works for eating foods. 5 preventable diseases in the United States: obesity, smoking, accidental alcohol, and infections. Notice that obesity and smoking are the top 2. Okay? If somebody comes in to me for health coaching, and during the interview or the consult, and I find out they're a smoker, I will not coach them unless they say that they'll quit smoking. I will do the same thing with those that drink alcohol, because they have to stop drinking. Alcohol has 7 calories per gram in it, and that brings up the sugar level in the body. The sugar level increase brings up the insulin, so it's a defeating purpose, okay? You cannot ask for or want optimal health in your life, I don't care what you tell me, if you're going to continue to smoke and drink. It just won't work. So to work on obesity, we need to start someplace else. Obesity rates, the United States is on the top, 34%, and it's increasing yearly. One of the main reasons for weight gain is this right here. We wake up in the morning and we have an orange juice, or we have something for breakfast, and all of a sudden our blood sugar spikes. That's the blue line. When the blood sugar spikes, there's an automatic system in the body. The pancreas releases insulin to bring that blood sugar back down. So that's the red line up here. So it goes up, and sure enough, it typically goes up a little bit too high and forces the blood sugar down below the level. Now we're fatigued and we're feeling bad. So what do? We grab a bagel. Sends it right back up again. So what we see is the baseline insulin should be down here. It's really up here. Now, fat accumulation happens when your blood sugar is up and it combines with insulin, it turns into fat. And so the body doesn't wait until the end of the day to say, okay, I'm supposed to only have 1,800 calories worth of energy coming in today, and I had 1,700, so I'm going to lose weight. No, it doesn't wait until the end of the day. Midday, if your blood sugar's up and the insulin's up, it's storing fat. Okay? So what we do with our system is the foods were designed to be between 90 and 110 calories. They have a proper amount of protein and carbohydrate in them. They're very low fat. They also have 4 to 5 grams of fiber in them. That fiber is important in that transit time in getting food through your body. And what happens is you'll notice that you still get a blood sugar increase, but it's not a spike. Because of that, the insulin doesn't have to come very high, and all of a sudden your insulin is staying around the baseline, the average does. And with that, all of a sudden now we're able to go out and access the fat in the body. And people on this system find that they have all kinds of energy, and they're amazed. They come in, I got more energy than I ever had, my clarity is up, why do I got it? Well, guess what? For every pound of fat, I forgot to bring it this morning, each pound of fat has 3,500 calories in it. Okay? So if you're 10 pounds overweight, guess how many calories you got? 35,000 calories worth of energy that you're carrying around. It's taking energy away from you, but if you go on this process, all of a sudden it'll start accessing that. Okay? 20 pounds overweight, 70,000 calories that you're carrying around that can be used for energy. Weight loss myth is just calorie reduction. exercise is an effective weight loss tool. Too many people use exercise and it just doesn't work. Exercise is good when it comes to fitness, but it's not a weight loss tool. The faster you lose weight, the quicker you gain it back. Total fallacy. Total fallacy. Between meal snacks causes weight gain. I can work this both ways, because snacking in between, especially if you snack on the wrong things, candy bars or whatever, that will lead to weight gain. However, if you balance out your meals throughout the day, you're not going to need to snack. And I have a big thing about the foods that we have. They're small little bars, or an 8-ounce cup of cappuccino, and it's a full meal. It's 100 calories. And people look at it and says, that's a snack. I'll just have that first. No, you're having a fueling. You're getting balanced nutrition in. You're not snacking. Snacking is when you grab 5 soda crackers and put a little butter on them and you flop them down. It's not a meal. It's not balanced. It's adding fat to your body, and that's a snack. Eating more fruits and vegetables will result in weight loss. Go into any one of these smoothie factories, and what do? They throw in an apple, and then they throw in a banana, and then they throw in some berries, and then they throw in some strawberries, and then they throw. By the time you end up, you've got a 16-ounce smoothie, but you've got your day's worth of sugar and in just that one little jar. So that's your whole day's worth of calories right there. You don't need it. Whole foods promote weight loss. Not if you're eating a bunch of them. I got people all the time come in. In fact, I've got one client that just bugs the bejesus. She comes in as a massage therapist, for massage, not for weight loss. She's in the point system Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers. She's in Weight Watchers, and she was walking out the other day in Kimberly with, and she's gaining weight. And she's a vegan. So she thinks that because she's a vegan and eating whole foods and eating healthy foods, that she's offsetting her problems that are going to exist with weight. It's insanity. We talk about definitions and changing the mind. But, so far she hasn't seen that, and I'm not there to convince her otherwise. Because she's in denial and unconvincible. Structured meals, meal replacement products are not really effective. That is so much BS. People who believe this have not studied nutrition, and they don't understand what goes on in the body. Processed foods are unhealthy and cause weight gain. Some do, some don't, but it's not an absolute. The 4 components that I do, number 1 is health coaching and guidance. So I'm providing support and guidance as required for the person, and I'm teaching and training them healthy habits as they start through the program. Phase 1 of our program is weight loss, okay? Then we go into transition, then we go into maintenance. So while we're in the phase 1, we're developing healthy habits as a lifestyle change. And you make that happen throughout the rest of your life. So you have to reform the old belief systems. You've got to stop believing that you need that big plate of food. We talk into a 9-inch plate. We talk about a 3-bite rule. If you like something, ice cream, take a bite. If you're satisfied, stop eating it. If you need a second bite, take a second bite. Check and stop. Are you satisfied with it? Stop eating it. And typically, it's been proven that after you've had 3 bites of anything, your mind is satisfied that it's had enough. It's only when we sit there and oh yeah, I gotta eat the whole bowl, and we allow the taste buds to take over our life. So we've got to reform those old belief systems. You've got to accept new knowledge and definitions as you come into this. If you're going to walk in with a closed mind, it's not going to work. It can't work. So part of the consulting when people first come in is we get an idea of whether they're going to be able to take the new knowledge. And we work on stress reduction, increased breathing. We work on increased activity, but only at a certain time. And also we enhance better sleep habits. So this is an overall program, not just about dieting. The third thing that we have is we have a community of same thinking individuals. We have a phone system where people can actually get in on a doctor's call or a nurse's call on a weekly basis. We have a support system established where they can call the company and get exchange of products. The last thing on our list of the 4 components is our foods. So it's not about Jenny Craig eating habits. It's not about Weight Watchers. It's about, yes, you're going to do this for phase 1. Then we're going to wean you off of that and put you back onto eating regularly, but eating healthy foods in a much smaller amount. Phase 1 weight loss, we typically see 2 to 5 pounds per week for the first 1 to 2 weeks, and then a pound or 2 thereafter. So that's the way that works. Phase 2 is going into transition, where now you're starting to work back. We increase activity during that period of time, so you start to enhance the fitness of the body. As you increase muscle in the body, it increases the metabolism, so you're going to burn more calories while you're sleeping. Phase 3 is maintenance. Now you've changed your lifestyle basically, and it's a lifetime thing. Every program we do is individualized to the person coming in. We provide free consultation and free coaching. Any questions? Comments?
I have one.
Yes.
Good, very good. My only suggestion would be on your food consumption versus insulin levels, the color scheme, the way it's set up, it's very hard for me to clearly see the graph that relates to insulin levels.
Okay.
That's just with
Thank you.
The red and the orange.
Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't.
CJ, do you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the labeling's very clear, everything's really clear, but with the color scheme, it's just, it disappears.
And the one I did is worse than that one.
No, it looks good, but if I was moderately interested, or I really didn't understand the basis of what you were saying, I would have a very hard time correlating what you were saying.
So we need to do that. Thank you.
And so if, with your coaching, we probably pay a fee to you, but then is the food, is that a separate fee, or do you do a?
Okay, there's no fee to me whatsoever.
Okay.
Okay, my coaching is free. If the people purchase the Optavia or Medifast meals, I am paid a commission on the foods, on those foods.
And it sounds like you have 2 choices. If people could be on Optima or Medifast?
Yes.
Depending on.
Or they can mix.
Okay.
Yeah, they can select either Optavia, which is a higher grade, higher quality food, or they can have the Medifast, which
I see.
Which is better. But they're medically designed meals. They've been in production for over 20 years. They were first introduced through doctors. So Jason Pharmaceuticals went ahead, medically formulated, went to doctors, sought their ideas and concepts on what would make a good meal, and worked together with them to come up with this whole process. And they were done through doctors first, then they started going through medical centers, then the medical centers had to have a medical professional there as the top person, and they could have other people. And then Dr. Anderson came in and established the Take Shape for Life health coaching group. So it's been through levels of marketing.
I'd like to add to what you already said. By the way, Michael is not limited to just structured food. He can help you, with everything else. Just make sure you have a balanced diet. But just so you know, the coaching is free, and that's really what you need, someone who would be able to, like a partner in crime, because it's an addiction. You need help and guidance. And what's really nice about this coaching is that as soon as you reach your goal and you're getting weaned off, then most people, they don't have any more coaching after that, and that's why they yo-yo back and forth, right? Because they still could not get into that habit. he's there for you, even for just regular food. He's there to coach you, and that's the time when you really need a coach. So look at the value of that, and it's not costing you anything to stay in touch with them. The other thing with the spikes, the sugar spikes, back to brain health, that's what's one of the big thing with regards to dementia and Alzheimer's. It really affects the brain cells. And the brain cannot read the leptin that your body produces to tell it that it's full. That's why you keep eating and eating and eating. Okay?
Okay, the path to any success, don't never give up. The only way you can fail in life is to quit. So, that's it. I am asking that if people can, I couldn't get it on my phone this morning. I can find it, but it's not readily available. When I go on my PC, if I go to either quotes, together I can, separate words, quotes, it will bring up a Google picture with my directions and my office and everything, and down below it says review. If people could go in there and give me a 5-star review, I would like to get raised up in some of the search engines out there, and that would help me tremendously. So if you could do that, I'd appreciate it. The other way is if you just type in together I can, all as one word, it will come in automatically. If you type it in as separate words, then you have to have the quotes around it. So.
And a third option, just in case it helps you remember, you can also type in together I can Santee.
Yeah.
That also does the same thing through Google.
Yeah, what happened, I kept searching, I was really pointing fingers and saying cuss words and yelling at CJ, because I'd go in and I'd type in together I can, separate words.
And it's nowhere.
I'm nowhere. What are you doing on SEO, CJ? Come on, get me up in the rankings. And he finally come back and he says, yeah, Google's interpreting that what you really want is together we can, because that's the common terminology. So it automatically shifts the thing over. So if you put quotes around it, then it'll bring up, and I'm right there at the top on that. Or if you put in together I can, all as one word on there, or together I can Santee, brings it in too. But somehow I got to get a hold of Google and tell them, quit trying to correct my language. Anyway, so CJ got off the hook. All right. Well, thank you very, very much. I appreciate you telling me. Anybody willing to pass out a card of mine?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
On the back is a BMI chart for those individuals that, Dan, you wanted to?
Yeah.
Thank you. The BMI chart shows you, just gives you an indicator of what may be possible for you to do. It can give you an idea of what is overweight or what is obese. And I like making people aware. And this comes from my background in Alcoholics Anonymous. I've been in Alcoholics Anonymous now for 33 years. I just celebrated my 33rd birthday. And not a big deal. It really isn't. I go to meetings weekly, and we get people coming in, and typically they're new people, and they'll say, well, geez, I haven't had a DUI. And all of us old timers will sit back in the back and say, yeah. And somebody will say, well, he went to prison. I haven't gone to prison yet. Well, my marriage is great. I haven't got a divorce like that guy over there yet.
Yeah, operative word.
So when I talk to people, what I want to do is let them know that there are yets in the overweightness too. Just because you don't have type 2 diabetes today, or insulin resistance today, or heart attack today, there are yets. The chances are, if you remain overweight or continue gaining weight, the chances are the yets are going to come about. One of them or more. So you know, it's a matter of educating people to the fact that there are hazards and there's stuff that can happen out there, so be aware.
Yeah, and also like these Medifact centers or Kaiser with their OptiFast. The reason people yo-yo and they don't have any more coaching is because it costs them $2,000 just for coaching. That's not including food. And then when they're done with their program, you need to have more coaching. You got to pay more. This is free service.
It's free service with me. And to be honest with you, if anybody wants to walk in my door and they don't want to buy OptiFast or Optavia, I'll still coach them.
Yeah.
Now, they won't, I mean, here again, it's a dichotomy. If they come in and they don't want to go on this program, they want to use their own, chances are we're going to have a conflict in thoughts somewhere down the line. Because they're going to be wanting to do things. If you go on Jenny Craig doesn't have a balanced meal process. Some of their meals are 280 calories, some of them are 100 calories, some of them are 320. So you can't have that balanced insulin, balanced blood sugar if you're going all over on your calories. The other thing on those programs is they don't balance protein and carbohydrates the way we do. They add too much fat in. And any excess fat that you get in your body, if you take your triglyceride levels up at any time during the day over a certain amount, you're going to start storing those extra fatty acids as fat. So, you know, some of the other programs aren't going to work, and people don't like hearing that. But I will coach anybody. And if they want to come in and just eat natural foods, I'll coach them. What I can't do for anybody is I refuse to go shopping for them, and I refuse to cook for them, and I refuse to tell them what they should eat. Because I had one person sitting there, and I've known her for years, and she's had digestive problems for years. She was actually recommended to come to me from a doctor. He got tired of trying to deal with it. And Peggy would sit there and says, well, tell me what to eat. And I says, well, you ought to add in this all-brand buds to you. Oh, I can't eat those. So I thought, now, wait, you just asked me to tell you what to eat, and I just made a recommendation, and you're giving me the finger. So I've stopped doing that, too. I can't tell people what to eat.
And also, it's really way cheaper to lose weight eating this type of food. And people will tell me, oh, well, but it costs me, I can do better than that. So my own, going and buy my own food. Yeah, but what do you buy? Bread, hot dogs. Junk is cheap, guys. But then you're really killing yourself.
I need to add that in. Thank you. That's a good suggestion, because really people that are buying this food here aren't buying they're on if you're on a full program, if you come in and you want to lose 20 pounds or more, typically we'll put you on a 5-in-1